Nobody wakes up and decides to be mentally weak. It happens gradually, quietly, through years of absorbing too much and protecting yourself too little. But it can be unlearned. Here are 9 habits that will change the way you think, respond, and carry yourself through life. Do them consistently and watch what shifts. 1. Lower your expectations from people around you. The moment you place your happiness in someone else's hands, you've handed over your peace. Mentally strong people still love, still give, still show up, but without the silent expectation that it will be returned equally. Expect less from people. Instead, expect more from yourself. That's where your power lies. 2. Accept that life is unfair, not as a reason to give up, as a reason to stop being surprised every time it happens. Life will be unfair to you, and the energy you spend asking, "Why me?" is energy you could be using to move forward. Acceptance isn't defeat. It's deciding to stop arguing with reality and start working with it instead. 3. Don't beg for love or attention. If you have to beg for it, it was never freely given, and love that isn't freely given will never be enough. You are not a project that needs to prove its worth, and letting go of the ones who do isn't a loss, it's a return to yourself. 4. Keep your emotions under control. This doesn't mean suppress them. It means learning the difference between feeling an emotion and being ruled by it. Mentally strong people feel everything, but they've developed the pause, that small gap between what they feel and what they do next. Research shows that people who regularly practice this kind of emotional regulation report lower stress levels, stronger relationships, and better decision-making over time. Your emotions are information, they are not instructions. 5. Learn to stay calm in chaos. The people who handle crisis best aren't the ones who feel no fear. They're the ones who've practiced returning to calm, who've learned that panic is a response, not a requirement. Calm in chaos isn't a personality trait, it's a skill, and it gets stronger every time you choose it. 6. Stop taking things personally. Most of what people do has very little to do with you. When someone is dismissive or cold, they're almost always responding to something happening inside themselves. Stop internalizing other people's moods as verdicts on your worth. What someone says in a moment of frustration is a reflection of where they are, not a definition of who you are. 7. Walk away from toxic people. Most people know they need to do this. However, only few follow through because toxic people are rarely strangers. They're people we love. People we've made excuses for so many times the excuses have become habit. Staying close to someone who consistently drains you isn't loyalty, it's self-abandonment. Research from the University of Michigan found that chronic exposure to negative relationships significantly raises cortisol levels, the body's primary stress hormone, affecting not just your mood, but your long-term physical health. Protecting your peace is not selfish, it is necessary. 8. Focus on solutions, not problems. The problem already exists. Giving it all your attention doesn't make it smaller, it makes it larger. Every time you catch your mind circling the same problem, treat it as a signal, not to think harder, but to think differently. Ask what's one thing I can do, and then do it. Motion beats rumination every time. 9. Believe in yourself always, not only when things are going well, not only when you have evidence, always. Believing in yourself only when things go right is easy. Everyone does that. The real test is whether you can hold on to that belief when things fall apart, when you failed, when you're uncertain, when nothing is working. Psychology research consistently finds that people who maintain self-belief through difficulty recover faster and go further than those who don't. Not because they never doubt, but because the doubt never gets the final word. You don't have to feel certain, you just have to keep going as if you do. 9 choices that mentally strong people make, not perfectly, not every day, but consistently enough to change who they are over time. If this helped, share it with someone who needs it today. See you in the next one.